Hey everybody, it's John Freer, and I wanted to just go over how to get your server folder files into Google Drive. It is definitely a good idea to do that for backup. As we move forward in the future, we'll probably ask you to use Google Drive more than the server anyway. So this is just a good way to take care of that. It's actually fairly straightforward to do. So the way you're going to do this is first you can navigate to Drive. So here I am in Drive. Um, and you can see I already have a bunch of folders. If you're new to Drive, you may not have much. And what I want to do is think organization a little bit. Clearly, I'm not very organized here. But I'm going to start by creating a new folder. And this will give me, oh, there it is at the top, new folder. This will give me the opportunity to just move everything over into one place, and I don't need to worry too much about it. I can organize later. You can just organize as you go. So I'm going to call this my server files. We'll call that like that. And just hit create. And you see it opens up here, or it pops right there. So if I double click and I open that, there's nothing in it. So if I just minimize that for a minute, now go over to my server folders. Oh, actually, one more thing. Almost missed it. If you are looking at Google Drive and you look in your settings, so to get to settings, it's always the gear icon. And we actually want to click on settings. This is a key piece right here, whether we want to convert uploads or not. What that means is if you have Word documents and you prefer Word, you would want to make sure that it does not get converted to Google Docs in the process of uploading. If you don't care, if you're a Google user and you have a whole bunch of things in Word, and it feels like, well, won't that be a pain to convert all those one by one? Then yes, click this and automatically everything will convert. And it's not just Word going to Docs, but also PowerPoint to slides, Excel to sheets, and all of that kind of thing. So I'm going to actually have mine convert because I prefer that. I prefer working in the Google Drive or Google Docs and the like. Okay, I'm going to just minimize this window a little so I have a little bit of room to work with. Now I'm going to go over to my server folder. I go through the File Explorer. I click on this. If you need to, you can click on this PC, and I'm looking for J Freer. That's where I keep my folders. If I do click and drag this just over so it presses against the right side, I can have it fill the second half. Click on that, and now I can sort of work with both. So I have some folders here. I don't have a whole lot, but I got some sample folders. And so what I want to do is I'm going to bring all three of the top ones, Active, Inspire, Biology, and Chemistry over. And to do that, all I need to do is select them all. You can actually select the top one and then hit Shift, hold Shift down, and click on the bottom one, and it will highlight all of them. Or if I wanted not quite all of them, you can actually hit Control, hold Control down, and then just choose the ones that you want. Okay. But I do want the first three like that. Now, to move these over, I just have to click, drag it over, and you can see before I let go here, it actually says copy. So to say I'm moving it is not actually correct. I'm just making a copy of these up in Google Drive. That way I can get them anywhere. If they're Word documents or Excel documents, they stay in that format. I can actually work through Word if you want to stay there in Drive. But once I let go of this, I'll expand this window. And you'll see it'll start to work. It's bringing all those files over. It does not matter the format. Think of Drive as a storage place. So you can store your documents, normal Word or Google Docs. You can store pictures, videos, you can store music, etc. All that can go right up in here. Okay, so it'll take a couple minutes for this to get everything up there. If you have quite a bit in your server folder and it's a big drive, I would actually recommend doing it at the end of the day, getting it all set, make your folder, bring it over, drag, and then come down to the Windows icon. And I'll have a little bit different look, but you'll want to do switch users, and that will allow that to continue to drive, or you could just hit lock. that will continue to allow the migration to happen even though you're away. And then you'll come back and or wherever you are when you check it, it'll all be there. All right. So, one last word. So I had over here, if I say take a look at biology, open that, you can see I had a bunch of folders in there as well. And I don't know, maybe some of these even have folders within them. That one doesn't. Yeah. So, but anyway, you know how it is. Sometimes you'll have folders within there. Okay, there's one. Folders within folders. Over here, assuming this is all done, biology's not quite there yet. Chemistry is, but if I open that, again, my folder structure will be retained within there. And so you can see multiple folders. So that's a nice thing. It actually just comes back just as you've had it in the past. If I do go into a specific item, yeah, again, I didn't have much in there, so there's not a lot of fun stuff to work with. But whatever item I did have, it will be in the format I brought it up. These used to be, if I remember, PDFs. So perfect. There's a bunch of PDFs. And it came over just as I wanted it. All right, so that's it for copying up and backing up your folders to Google Drive. Hopefully you'll take care of that at some point so that all your stuff is nice and safe. Let me know if you have any questions.